Hey guys, Speedy Husky here. Just finishing up on my 2005 Chevy Impala. Putting the transmission in it, putting the motor back in it. I had to take everything out for some much needed upgrades. Needed to put in a new transmission in. There's the old one. I put a salvage low mileage unit in because I have no luck with rebuilders locally, so I just bought a GM trans and put it in. I was doing a search online for like some of the radiator mounting, etc., because I have these plastic shields, and what they are is essentially air dams to make sure that the air goes through the radiator and not above and around it. So in doing that, I found a couple of YouTube videos that people were wondering, hey, why won't the radiator come out? Why won't the condenser come off the radiator? And also, some folks are just trying to tear the entire assembly out, which makes it very difficult. I went a little bit different route with mine. I actually took the fan assembly off of the radiator and condenser assembly, and that made it a lot easier for me to slide everything out. It allows you more clearance to slide everything out carefully so you don't end up breaking something. So real quick, the fan mounting, you can see, okay, let me back up. So here's your fan assembly, right? So it's got 3 mounting tabs at the top, 1, 2, one in the center, and then one on the driver's side. And then it also has some on the sides, one on this side and one on that side. Those are all 10mm bolts that can be pulled out pretty easily. There are a couple of things before you pull the fan assembly out. There's the wire loom that travels from here to here. If you take a screwdriver and you very gently pry at the top of that tab, this will pop open. You do not have to break these. They will work again for you. You can reclaim your harness, put it back on there. This is the transmission line clip. Very carefully pry the transmission lines out of here. They'll pop out nice and clean so you don't break that clip, because you'll need that to hold the transmission lines back in. There is a retention tab here, and on the other side, here. That's the bottom of your cooling fan assembly. Where that locks into is right here. It just slides in. So when you put this in, you very carefully angle it down, lock it into the tabs, and then lay it flat, and then put your bolts in for your radiator. This one is for the top radiator tab there. This one is for the transmission line clip that holds the lines to the condenser and keeps them from vibrating and leaking. The other thing that I saw people ask about was when they try to pull this out, they're saying, hey, my condenser's stuck to it. Well, yes, on a 2005, you're correct. So if you look through the headlight area, you can see that there is a tab. Let me grab my light, because you guys can't see it. I can't see it, so I know you guys can see it. So when you look in there, you can see that's how the condenser locks into the tab. There's one down here and there's one up here. So you very carefully have to pry the radiator back like this and then separate the condenser, lift up on it to release it from that retention tab. That's how this comes out. If you're working on a car and it looks like those tabs are broken, or the radiator comes away, it either may not have had those tabs or they're broken. So take a peek at that. This is an 05. Maybe it's different on earlier models, but this particular 05 Impala, that's how this works. So once you have the condenser free, you can lift the radiator out. And of course, the other thing that you need to do before you take this radiator out is to release the transmission lines. There's a couple ways you can do this. One, there is a fancy tool like this that you can pick up, and what this does is this slides into your trans connector. You twist it, it expands the clip, and then you can pull your line out. That's one way to do it. Or you can take a very small screwdriver and gently pry out the C-clip, or the E-clip I should say, and then you can pull your line out. That's another way you can do it. So hopefully that clears up a little bit of how this thing goes together for some folks. The other thing too, what I was actually looking for, these plastic shields on top, that's kind of how they go. there is a center clip, one single center clip on this 05 that goes right onto the radiator and condenser. That's how it was from the factory. And that holds these two together, and then that bolts to the center pin of the fan shroud. So, and of course, if you're doing this from scratch, you have to take off the motor mounts, the two dog bones on both sides, and crawl up and around it for a few times. But it's kind of a pain, but it does come out fairly easy if you take your time and don't break anything. So anyway, I'll stop blabbing. Hopefully your guys' project goes good, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.